pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, good morning, all. Good morning. Any unfinished business? Attorney has nothing. We'll go to consideration motion to approve the minutes for the meeting dated September 23rd, 2025. I'll second that. We'll make it.
I'll make that motion.
I thought he said it. Properly moved by Commissioner Pisarcik, second by Commissioner Yu. Any discussion? I can hear you. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we'll consider a motion to approve the invoices in the amount of $1,048,098.09 for the period September 20th through October 9th, 2025.
Seven.
I'll second that now. Properly moved in second. Any discussion or are there any questions? Okay, hearing none. We have a roll call, please.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Humes?
Yes.
Mr. Pisarcik?
Yeah.
Next motion would be to approve the actual payroll in the amount of $339,240.77 for the period September 7th through September 20th, 2020. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Is there any discussion, comment? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Humes?
Yes.
Mr. Pisarcik?
Yes.
Next is a motion to approve the actual payroll in the amount of $330,253.73 for the period September 21st through October 4th, 2020.
Seven.
I'll second that motion. Any discussion or question? Hearing none, could we have a roll?
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Humes?
Yes.
Mr. Pisarcik?
Yes.
Next, the Commissioners will entertain a motion to proclaim the month of October 25 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Jefferson County.
Make that motion.
I'll second that motion. Properly moved in second. Is there anyone who would like to speak to the proclamation?
Hi, my name is Suella Himes. I'm the Community Action Crossroads Director. I have had the privilege of serving domestic violence victims for 28 years now. I must say this is the hardest time as far as the state budget impasse that we've ever faced. Last time it was through December. However, all the feedback that we're getting from legislatures is that we're looking maybe to get into January before a budget passes. In order to try to sustain emergency services, shelter for survivors, which I must say both shelters are staying full, and doing protection from abuse orders for victims, we have regretfully had to take action and we've laid off 2 staff. I've lost 1 counselor advocate full-time. I've lost my Crossroads coordinator full-time. So I am doing direct services along with my 4 remaining counselor advocates. When I say that it is very stressful and because we're covering 2 counties 24/7, we don't get to stop, answering the hotlines for victims around the clock. So anybody that has any ability to let the legislatures know how it is impacting our county, our domestic violence survivors. We are going to do everything we can to keep our doors open and offering shelter. All of our services are free and confidential at no cost to survivors. So, when I say shelters are full, that means the electric is up, the gas is up, the water bill is up. In addition to the cost of purchasing food is, has skyrocketed. Laundry detergent and cleaning products. We're going into cold flu season. I want to make sure that, we're staying as healthy as we can with everyone in the shelter. So I just ask that everybody try to get the word out to anybody, call your legislatures, your representatives. I know we have the support of our commissioners here, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And you have done a wonderful job. Your predecessors, there's always been support here in the county, which I am very, very grateful for. But this time it really kind of concerns me, especially, with the climate and the federal budget isn't passed. I'm very grateful to say that my VOCA grant was awarded. So that got that good news on October 1st. So, we're gonna do everything we can. But I guess I'm just asking for patience too, to any survivors out there. We are doing everything we can to respond quickly. But with a reduction in 2, it's made a huge impact upon our ability to respond as quickly as we would like. But thank you very much for this opportunity to speak.
Thank you for coming today, Sue Ellen. Thank you for sharing that. Is there any comment? Anyone have any questions about the proclamation, about the work Sue Ellen and her team do? Well, thank you and your team for what you do. It's unfortunate that it's even necessary, but it's critical.
Yes, I'd like to agree with them, thank you, but I'm sorry you're going through some hard time like this. Hopefully it gets passed really shortly.
I hope so.
And thanks for everything you guys do too. I know it's tough.
Okay, well, let's put the motion to the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Sue Ellen. Next, the commissioners will consider a motion to proclaim the month of October 25 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Jefferson County.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Properly moved and seconded. Is there anyone here to speak on this? Well, I'll offer that, every October, we bring special attention to breast cancer awareness. Of course, it's a constant present issue for families. I can't imagine there isn't anyone who hasn't been touched by this or impacted by a friend or family member. We do everything that we can to help in different directions. Breast cancer awareness is one of those other issues that requires time, attention, resources. The one thing I'll just impart, just to offer as a perspective, when I was a battalion commander, field exercise, whenever you needed to refuel, there was a fuel point designated out in a field environment. So you'd camouflage nets, and you'd use the vegetation and so forth to conceal. So I needed vehicle for my fuel, so we went to this point in the middle of the woods, and about a quarter mile away, as we were approaching, I could see this fuchsia pink object about where the fueler should be. And as we got closer, it was a lawn chair. And it was a breast cancer awareness lawn chair that was bright pink in among green army trucks and camouflage nets and so forth. So it stuck out like a sore thumb. Well, when they saw me, they threw a tarp over it. And I guess they were hoping I didn't see it. And I said, well, what's under the tarp? Well, they reluctantly showed that next to the fuel truck, they had this fuchsia pink breast cancer awareness truck. And the young lady, the soldier who owned it, apologized, and she said, sir, I'll get rid of it right away. And I said, no, you keep that. I said, it's a field exercise. I said, well, we can look the other way where breast cancer awareness is concerned. So took the tarp off, and so for a few days, the fuel point was very easy to find. You just look for the fuchsia pink lawn chair. And actually, as often as I got lost, that was helpful. But we're grateful for everyone who touches this effort, and we're cognizant of the fact that it's a difficult thing and a lot of people have to do. Any other let's put it to the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Any public information to impart? If none. Public comment, anyone would like to share anything? You're shaking your head no, Don. You don't have anything. Okay,
I have something.
okay.
So on September 30th, I asked a very simple question through a right to know request to the Jefferson County Treasurer's Office. I asked them to please identify any occasion since March 2022 that the Jefferson County Treasurer had transferred funds without the Commissioner's approval. Please provide the answer date, amount, accounts, and purpose. The taxpayers of Jefferson County deserve to know what's going on in the Treasurer's Office. At the conclusion of last year's audit by the county by ZNA issued a management letter that accompanied the audit. A management letter is a formal document issued by auditors to highlight significant findings, risks, and recommendations identified during an audit. A management letter addresses operational and control weaknesses. Management letters often include prioritized action items, helping companies strengthen processes and mitigate risk. Incidentally, my office never received a management letter, not so for the Jefferson County Treasurer's Office. All 4 findings were pointedly directed at the Jefferson County Treasurer's Office conduct to include establishing a clear and documented approval process that runs through the Commissioner's Office. I believe this has not been corrected and that Mr. Van Steenberg's response to a legitimate right to know request is far from reassuring. My right to know was met with 3 very arbitrary and strange conditions. It will take 3 to 5 months to complete. It will take $2,500 upfront payment. Mr. Van Steenberg requires 30 days to prepare with legal counsel. The answer to my question should have been a very simple, this matter has been corrected, but appearing to not have been. Mr. Van Steenberg finds ways to delay, obstruct, without an explanation, and as usual, he needs a lawyer. It seems the problem may be much larger than I first imagined. If it takes $2,500 to get an answer for the taxpayers, so be it. Here's my check for $2,500. But I have no intention of waiting until the taxpayers have been further damaged. I'm appealing this response and insist on immediate accountability. Thank you.
Any other comment? Okay, close public comment and go to media. We start with you, Patty. Any questions? Okay. Justin?
Yeah, I had one. Since Suella brought up the budget impasse, and now we are facing 2 of them, both in Harrisburg and Washington. I guess my question would be, how, at this time, does the county fare? And the discussion at the Brookville School Board, they had this discussion. They said they're good to a certain point. So is there a similar timeline for the county? Like, are you good now? And if you are good, at what point will the county not be good if this federal and state budget impasse goes to, I think you said January?
That's what we're hearing.
I've heard December, but December, January, at what point are we not going to be good?
It's a fair question. There's a couple components to it. With regard to our current situation, the county as an entity is fine. However, the budget impasse is noticeable, and it is having an impact. And where we see this in a most pronounced way is in reimbursements for children and youth. And CYS, we looked at our total budget, they're close to 1/3 of the total budget. A good chunk of that is reimbursed by the state. No immediate concern, and as I've stated in the past, that the county is in fine shape with regard to its own means and resources. That's still the case, however, like every well, there's a limit to how much water is in it. If this impasse goes into the new year, then it's really going to put a crimp on operations. Also, like what Sue Ellen shared, and her efforts are not isolated, budget impasse has a more direct effect on other entities that are associated with county level services. You see that with Community Connections, Department of Aging, and so forth. So even though county-specific operations may not be immediately or significantly impact, at this point on the, halfway through October, the other organizations that depend more heavily on state revenue, they are certainly feeling the pain, and we look to our legislators and the governor to come to a meeting of the minds and resolve this matter.
That's all I have.
No, that's very
Anything
fair.
y'all are, you need to add?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right, I'll close the media question portion of it. By way of public comments, or excuse me, by way of additional information, we just draw everyone's attention to two things. First, we're going to have a Board of Election meeting at 11 o'clock. And I'll speak more about that when 11 o'clock comes. And then October 28th is our next meeting along with jail board. Any other business that come before us? All right. Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Ladies and gentlemen, we're adjourned. I can't prove this. The
Good luck. Oh.
The response that Karen gave me is going to be the response that we go with. So we're not going to use this. So, thank you.